24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Hey everyone, Simon and Alex here from Top Tennis Training, and in this video we're going to show you 5 of the very best drills that you can do for advanced players.
Now the first drill we're going to cover is tempo. So we're going to work on getting a good tempo for our match and understanding what kind of tempo we should be using. So what is tempo? Tempo is the amount of times a ball will cross back and forward between two players. You can measure this over a minute. So over a period of a minute, how many balls are being hit between two players in a minute? So for pro players, someone like Roger Federer, he gets 52 strikes per minute, 52 shots between him and the opponent. Obviously, the opponent has to be of the same level as Roger Federer, perhaps someone like a Stan Wawrinka. Together, they can get 52 in a row. Now, you can miss at any point, but you feed the next ball in and you keep going. So that tempo of how many shots you can hit in a minute will determine what kind of tempo you can handle.
Ready? Go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, yep. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 40, good! 41, 42, 42.
Now we're not going to accept balls that are not rally balls. Now the tempo we discussed was about getting as many rally balls in a minute. Now a rally ball means that the other player can't attack the ball, because if they can attack it, it's not a rally ball. They're able to attack it. You've played almost like a defensive shot which they can attack. Now a rally ball is a ball that bounces and rises through the baseline. It rises to the opponent. That means that they then have to hit a rally ball back, and it's that kind of rally to rally ball exchange ends up breaking down by someone hitting a non-rally ball, and then the other player is able to attack and finish the point off. So keeping the tempo means keeping the rally at the status quo, keeping the rally rallying, so we're going one to each other, but every time the ball is rising through the baseline, then the other player is not able to attack. If a ball goes short and I'm having to step in, or the ball is not reaching the baseline, then we're going to not count that point. So we're not going to add it to the tally. So we only add quality balls to the tally. So in a minute, how many quality balls, how many rally balls can you hit? We're aiming for over 40. Now with juniors, so pros usually get around 45. We get Federer, who gets around 50, between 50 and 52. We have junior players, so 18 and unders, get around 40. 16 and under, and this is world-class level, I'm talking about like the best juniors in the world, they get over 35. So 16-year-olds. Over 30 is for 14-year-olds, and over 25 is for 12-year-olds, and over 20 is for 10-year-olds. So these are the kind of benchmarks that you can aim for. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, yes, 35.
In the second drill, we're going to work on closing down the net with a volley, followed by someone who has lobbed you. So one volley, one smash. This is a great drill to really get your movement at the net much better, and also make you feel like you're able to close down and then cover that lob. Too often players are scared to come close to the net because they fear that lob coming over their head. And if you work on this drill continuously, that footwork will improve and you'll start to feel like you can reach anything, even if it's really hard and very deep in the court.
In terms of points, it's also very relevant because as you hit your first volley, usually a player will close the net down because you want to close the angles down. So usually when that happens, and if your opponent sees you, they can throw in a lob. So it really recreates a point situation. Yes. Yep. Go, go! Good man. Yes. Easy. Back in, back in. Come on. Go! Last one. Yes. Yep. Pick up. In the next drill, our third drill, we're going to work on the serve +3. So a player who's serving has 3 more shots after their serve to finish the point in. This is to encourage aggressive play. So being an aggressive player means either taking the ball on the rise and taking time away from your opponent. It means either going for more angles or more drop shots, so being more precise with your play to try and force an error, or going for more power, so you're trying to outpower your opponent within those 3 shots. Whichever one you choose to do, you have to finish the point within 3 shots, and this is really working on that aggressive play. The player on the other side can be working on their defensive play, so they're actually going to be working on staying in the rally and making the other player, who's the aggressive player, trying to hit more than 4 shots, more than 3 shots. If they've hit 4 shots, they lose the rally. So it's a great way to practice both the attack and the defense, and you can actually switch who does what after you, for example, play up to 5 points.
In this fourth drill, we're now working on the serve and that consistency and feeling that you're consistent at hitting one target. So we're going to have one target, one serve, and you're going to have 10 balls. Hit those 10 balls and see how many you get in out of 10. So if you get 6 or 7, you're doing quite well. If you're doing 8 out of 10 and you're going for a first serve, you're doing exceptionally well. If you're below 5, you want to work on this drill and really master it and work on this on each target. So you've got the slice out wide, you've got the down the tee serve on both sides, and you've got the out wide serve on the outside. In this fifth drill, we're now working on playing a tie break, but with one serve. So you've just worked on the serve, and now you have to put it into points. Too often, club players will hit a very big first serve. They'll go for a lot of power, and then on the second serve, they'll dink it in. And what you want to feel is that with that second serve, you're able to still start the point in an aggressive way.
It's important that you're going for your second serves. You're applying either topspin or slice, and it's important that, well, if you miss that serve, it's like a double fault in the point. So we only have one serve. If you miss it, you lose the point. So it's that feeling of being under pressure because you're not making enough first serves in to be able to rely on your second serves and still play the point out. There, I served, I was immediately under pressure. Simon got me running, he attacked my backhand, and I knew I just had to stay in the rally, so I was neutralizing it with my slice. And because he kind of overpressed a little bit, he was overly aggressive on my slice, didn't add enough topspin, and he made the error. So sometimes staying in the rally and forcing the other player to come up with the goods is also a good option. So neutralizing with a slice, if you're not in position to hit it, is a good option.
So I'm angry with myself on that point. I had the short ball and I went back. I stayed back on the baseline. I should have approached, should have come forward and try to finish off the point of the net. Remember, when you're playing with one serve, if you're on your second serve, you want to avoid that double fault, and the easiest way to do this is the kick serve. You have good net clearance, it's going to bounce and it's going to sit up, so it's hard to attack. It's hard for Alex with his one-hander to hit a ball up here, an aggressive shot, so I want him to be under pressure from that first strike.
So there I tried to run around my forehand. I wasn't quick enough, so I wanted to run around the backhand, hit a forehand and apply pressure, so hopefully force him to come up with something different on his second serve, maybe even force a double fault. But I was too slow, I didn't get around it and I framed the ball, so I didn't win it.
Oh yeah.
So my A game is to get the serve in, get it on his backhand, run around and hit my forehand and try and do something with it. So there I saw space, I got around it and I ended up hitting a good shot. So definitely protect your weakness and try and find their weakness with your serve.
Oh yeah. Now there I knew he's going to go out wide, I knew he's going to go around with the forehand and look to dictate. That return was just not good enough, hit it into the middle of the court. It needs to have a lot more height, or if I'm going to attack it, go forward and step in as I attack. Good.
So a body serve, a slice body serve, so going to the backhand but with slice, ends up bringing the ball into the body, makes it tough for the opponent to return it. Now in that case, Simon actually got around it well and ended up hitting a good forehand, but because he was moving in that direction, I was then able to exploit and go back behind him, and he wasn't ready for the next ball.
So good. There he hit a good serve out wide. I didn't expect it, I was expecting down the tee. I hit a good return, but he was on top of that. He took it on the rise, opened up the court and won the point. Too good, sometimes you have to just say too good to your opponent and look for the next point.
I should be making that. It's a slice, I should be making that cross court. Not good enough. I'm going to try and hang back here and see if I can get onto a forehand again, but hang a little bit further back.
I'm anticipating him running around his forehand. I'm still going to go down the tee. If he hits a good forehand and he hits a winner, or he hits a shot that forces me into error, too good. My goal is to make him play, and the percentage is down the tee with that kick serve. And there I should be angry with myself, but I'm not. I played the right point, I got the chance ball, and I missed it by half an inch. On the next one, the next kind of ball I have in that same fashion, I'm just going to lift it slightly higher.
Saw the space there, the space was available. I kind of presented it to him, but because of the difficulty of execution, he ended up missing that ball.
Now I'm anticipating him to kick it out wide to my backhand, and on this shot I'm looking to lift it, to take his chance to attack the next shot away. So heavy spin into the backhand corner. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? It's the second point in a row where I've had the chance and I've just missed it. It's just a bit of lack of concentration and just not playing enough points. Haven't played enough points the last 6 months, so I'm a bit rusty when it comes to attacking those short balls. Let's stay focused and try and get the next one.
So there, because I went inside out before, I thought he was going to be covering it. I went inside in, but he stayed there, so he ended up playing a really good shot, so I had to hustle. He ended up missing the approach, but actually I lost my opportunity there to win the point, but by not going inside out. So really pick your inside in wisely, don't go for it too early like I did there. So there I got into a slightly longer rally. I felt like I was controlling the rally, and I just wanted to make sure I move him side to side. And if you play enough points like this over a period of a match, you start to wear away at the other player. So they start to risk more, they start going for more because they're starting to get desperate because they feel like they're constantly being pushed and on the run. So that was my aim there on that point.
Better execution there. Once again, on the next point, I'm looking to exploit that first shot. So the serve +1.
Stepped in there on the return, but just didn't do enough with it. So he had me. I was running. I wasn't good enough in getting to that ball. I'm going to try and stay aggressive and go for it again on this return.
That's outrageous. He's read it. He's been on top of that ball, and he's got it.
So on this one he went into my forehand, and because I was closed in, because I was close into the court, all I had to do was time it, and I ended up hitting a winner. So just by getting yourself inside the court and being aggressive on that return and actually expecting to have to react quickly, it also takes time away from your opponent. So remember, he lands after the serve and all of a sudden he has a ball coming at him. So all the best players, if they can take the time away, they will. They'll step in and they'll hit the type of shot like this where you'll really force your opponent to either come up with something great or it'll be a winner.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it and learned something new.
If you haven't watched already, go and watch our 5 drills for intermediate players. There are also some drills that even advanced players can use, so have a look at that on our channel.
If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, and please make sure you turn on the notification bell so YouTube lets you know when we release a new video.
All the best, guys. See you soon.